Well, this morning we thought we was heading to Slick Rock. We misinterpreted the directions. Instead of going 0.1 mile past the fish hatchery, we stopped at it. Then we proceeded to try to find the trail to the waterfalls. Well, after wasting a bunch of time, we decided we were in the wrong place and we decided to go to Hendersonville to check out planes, trains, and some automobiles. So come along with us. So the first place we checked out when we got to Hendersonville was Mike's on Main.
Mike's on Main reminds me of Smith's Soda Shop near where we live, though Mike's is a lot larger than Smith's. I had the French toast with strawberries and a side of bacon.
And I had traditional sausage and gravy biscuits with white gravy instead of the yellow-orange gravy we had at Biscuit Head. If you hadn't seen that video, go back and check out the Soco Falls and Asheville video.
Due to the good traditional Southern cooking, we give Mike's on Main a 10 out of 10.
This beautiful sculpture was done by Barry Bate. The name of it is Mountain Memories. The base is a compass made of brick and stone, and the mountains are peaks that represents surrounding areas of Hendersonville, and they're made of copper. We had to include at least one waterfalls in this video.
Yes, coffee's a very important part of my morning.
If you notice back in the back, they brew more than just coffee here.
I had the King's Mocha. Oh, it was so good. Barefootin' Art started in 2003 with proceeds going to the downtown area and local nonprofits. Bears are on display starting in May until the fall auction.
The bears in downtown Hendersonville are very friendly. They're very calm and don't move around a whole lot, but the ice cream, it just didn't taste that good.
Mast General Stores were established in 1883. This store in Hendersonville was originally Maxwell Brown's Fancy Grocery. Mast General Store opened in 1995. Here's a quote from their website. As a general store, Mast Store offers a variety of goods from fashion to fried chicken cookbooks and toffee to tents.
I'm sure everybody's familiar with the 80s TV show WKRP in Cincinnati. Well, they had an infamous turkey drop performed on the show. Well, in the early 20th century, Mast General Store did a real turkey drop.
The Air Museum is located at 1340 East Gilbert Street in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
A small bit of trivia. In September the 5th, 1992, President George W. Bush dropped by and visited the museum.
This is a quote from their website. We're home to a unique collection of airplanes celebrating the golden age of aviation, the decades surrounding the Second World War, when flying commanded the world's attention and an airplane was in everybody's future. A place for flying folks to share memories of a disappearing era, and a place to show the young ones a proper airplane, with taut fabric over wooden spars, a single propeller at the nose, and a little wheel under the tail. We are also a place where you can see the actual restoration of such aircraft as it is happening and talk to the people doing the work. People who will take the time to answer your questions and explain the work they are doing." End quote. We apologize for our microphone not working during this visit. The docent was giving the tour and speaking of the history of the planes, and we would have loved for you to hear what he had to say.
This plane is a 1932 E-2 Taylor called the Cub. The Cub was powered by a 20 horsepower Tiger Kitten engine, but it was not strong enough, so they replaced the motor with a newly developed Continental motor with 37 horsepower. And this one is a 1954 Cessna 170-B. Now Teddy, Tony's baby may be a scaled down Mustang, but it's still more than you can handle. Not only do they have planes, but they also have Jeeps. Here is a 1942 GPW Jeep that was built by Ford. Our Dawson went over the history of this motor, which was also included in tanks. Amazing how these motors can be interchanged between tanks or planes. As you can see, the museum is full of different replicas and actual historical planes. If you like what you've seen so far, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And if you know a little bit of information about the planes you see here, leave them in the comments below. We always like to learn more. They have a replica of the Wright brothers' first plane. We seen one of these when we went to the Outer Banks. You need to check out that video.
That's the Red Baron. Where's Snoopy?
Teddy, you're not Snoopy. What are you doing? The Air Museum is definitely worth a trip. They're very interesting and very knowledgeable people. But we're headed over to Apple Valley Railroad Museum. At the museum, you can park right in front of the station. If you get there early, there's usually a parking spot.
Pauline was the daughter of D.D. Curran of New Orleans, who at one time was the president of the New Orleans and Northeastern Railroad.
The Apple Valley Model Railroad Club operates the model trains and takes care of the daily operations. The museum is supported by donations only, and it is a non-profit club. Members are scheduled to show up on the days that the museum is open. They make up both dispatcher and train engineers. The dispatcher radios jobs out to the engineers, and the engineers move materials with their trains and boxcars from place to place, just like a real working railroad community.
Uh-oh, the Wienermobile is in trouble.
The depot houses HO scale railroad trains and railways that represents Hendersonville, Saluda, Asheville, and Western North Carolina. Oh no, it looks like we have a fire downtown. The fire station's there. I'm sure they'll take care of it. Please keep your hands off of the models at all times. Teddy, I just got finished saying don't be playing on the models. It is truly amazing at the detail of recreation of the scenery, of trees and mountains. The time that must have went into this is just totally amazing to me. If you know any information about these trains and models, things like that, please leave some comments below. We look forward to learning as much as we can about these things. They also have models outside of the train depot.
Thomas the Beloved Train Engine.
Thomas is a fictional British railroad train that was created in a book that was published in 1945 called Thomas the Tank Engine. A television series was created from the book called Thomas and Friends.
Hello, Percy.
Percy was just one of many of the friends of Thomas's. Thank you for joining us on our visit to Hendersonville. Come back next week when we visit the Blue Ridge Parkway, where we see Bubbling Springs Branch Cascades, Skinny Dip Falls, Sliding Rock Falls, and Stonebridge Falls, Sunburst Falls, and we eat at the Sweet Onion in Waynesville.